30th of July 1979. She was 16. She got the job as a junior rating assistant on the whopping salary of £1,449 per annum. Just worked that down, it's about 75p now. Yeah. A year later, she actually did a lap of the building record because she doubled her pay and was promoted up to junior assistant for payments and loans. So she earned about princely, £3,084. Wow. In 1980. I won't talk about any more salary, don't I? She stayed in the rating section and then progressed through to rating assistant from April 1987. Later, I apologise, Cheryl. She joined the dark side. I did.
Okay. Noted.
Auditor in 1990. She stayed there until 1997. I don't know whether it was something or someone maybe that made her decide she needed to move out of audit.
Not me.
Possibly.
Not me.
Yeah. Possibly was someone. She stayed there until 1997 when she joined the accountancy team as a senior accountancy assistant. Off she went up into Vicar Street in the brown room in the attic. Just on a note on that, you joined in the October 97. I came in January 98. And I just wondered, I mean, you indulged me on this bit, Jim, you were really, really nice to me at the time. And it wasn't until a bit later I found out that if I'd have left, she'd have had to do what I do. So she was like trying to keep, you know.
Richard said, there was 2 posts, and Richard said, you can have that one, but if you don't get anybody any good from that one, you've got to shift across. And thankfully, Lisa was very good. So that was it.
Yeah, I don't know whether to thank her for it or not, but anyway, here I am 25 years later. She worked really hard, and her ownership of salary estimates is, as everybody knows, is unparalleled. Definitely you'll be hard act to follow on that, June. 2003, she hit the big time, made it to accountant, and there she stayed until now. So 30th of July 79 to 31st of March 2023, that's 43 years, 8 months and 2 days, or nearly 23 million minutes, June.
Wow, that's a long
I
time.
just want to sort of go back and a couple of things that happened back in the past. So back in Vicar Street, we would often have the windows open up in the attic, and Julie was brilliant at competing with the buskers, but her voice was much better, so she would sing. She did used to sing. She'd just break into song in the middle of the office, it was brilliant, because we were all in a big open family.
Yeah.
There was always a friendly camaraderie there, especially with Stu, who's here.
Yeah.
We had many Edmundisms. I'm sure he might throw some of those at you in a minute. But most notably, and fitting for today, how many Mondays until you retire, June? Remember what he said? He obviously got there quicker than the rest of us, though. Most of you know that Julie is a lover of flash motors as well. And I bet you didn't know one day she left the love of her life, not Tony, on the drive without the brake on. And as it rolled backwards, she hadn't shut the door. So it kind of
I was trying to move it out to get the gin in, or bin out, and it rolled back.
It kind of folded back on itself. Anyway, so you can see the terror if she had to fess up to Tony. She's also renowned for her extreme sports. We remember her taken to ice skating once, and although I'm not sure that was for her because she ended up with a broken wrist, and I don't think Melanie minded her properly.
It wasn't my fault. She was independent on the ice.
Speaking of her friendship with Melanie, that blossomed over the years into a best friendship. Although Julie is known for being quite clumsy actually and falling over. And I do remember one day Melanie returning from lunch one day at the Duke house. She could not breathe from laughter. Because she just told us that as they walked through St Mary's, she just watched out of the corner of her eye go slowly sideways into the wall.
She just fell off the pavement and needed to break it out.
But being a true friend, she did help her up after probably after about 10 minutes.
After she stopped laughing.
Lots of other funny tales and adventures over the year. But now, brings us up to date, June. You decided that retirement was beckoning last year, and so you took flexible retirement. But we're grateful that you were able to stay on and ride for a bit and pass on some of your wonderful and expert knowledge. However, once Tony had fully retired, I think Julie decided it was time to pack away the calculator, wasn't it, June?
Yeah,
and here we are today, new and old, gathered to say thank you and farewell to you. Enjoy your retirement, Ju. 43 years says you've definitely earned it. And I'm sure you'll spend lots of time walking the dogs with Tony and hopefully reflect on your time at Wild Forest with great fondness. We will miss you. And just before I finish, I wonder if I could just do a quick poem for you, if that's all right. Woe, Julie, if you look... No, that's Shaken Steve. Oh, to Julie. 16 years old in 79, and as the saying would go, the council is a job for life. For Julie, that was so. From junior to accountant, she climbed up through the ranks. For all her hard work and commitment, Wild Forest might say is a huge thanks. How many Mondays to do with us will you work until you go? Well, I've roughly worked it out for you, and you did 2,000 or so. Council staff worked really hard, but knew the time for play. The office used to down their tools for abuse of every Friday. There is no alcohol policy. Some years back, I have to say, she nearly hit the high life, but only got 5 lottery numbers, so back to all the work strife. Her high heels were her signature, but often were quite bruising. She has the knack of falling down, for Melanie knows the bruising. She wore the crown of Salvage Queen, of pay she is the master. We all receive the right amount, without her a disaster. Not only a colleague, but a good friend too, she's quite the party girl. Knocking back Bloomer and some fizz, on the dance floor she's a whirl. 43 years, now it's time to say goodbye to all work tension. Go out and enjoy your retirement, Ju, for now it's hello pension. I'll just give that to you as well. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. Oh, Stu, sorry. Stu, do you want to say something? Sorry, Stu. You promised me it's not dirty.
Sorry? My name's Stuart Davis. I've known all 3 ladies I've known Julie for 44 years, and I think I've worked with all of them for over 30 before I retired. Me and Julie always got on. I can remember one, and it was in Vicar Street over the heating.
Yeah.
I wanted it off, and you wanted it on. I think I lost you. Anyway, I think we got on for a couple of reasons. We've got lots in common. Both our dads drove petrol tankers.
Yeah.
Was yours for Regent?
Regent.
Both for Regent. Both played snooker, Starport,
Yeah.
we're both born in Starport.
Yeah.
Both living on the Walshes.
Excuse me, Steve. How come if you're both from Starport, both from the Walshes, you're so posh and Julie's so rough?
I've thought that for a long time. I originally thought it was the schools we went to, but I think, and Chris also comes off the Walshes.
Yeah.
Now, me and Chris are from Layham Walk, and Julie's from Hanston Road. So I think it's the side of the Walshes. That's all I can think.
Yeah, probably.
And both of us were good IT. Julie knows everything I knew.
Yes, Stu.
And before I go any further, have we got any Tonys in the house? No? Sorry, Julie. Sorry, Julie, that's probably a relief. Julie's been married twice, both to Tonys. So, if there had been, I was going to say, get out quick while you can. In fact, Julie's favourite record label is 2 Tonys. Where far have I gone? Right. We both worked in Puke House for quite a Puke House. And in the accountancy section. Julie used to do the budget, sorry?
You've done it.
Julie done, yeah. Julie used to do the budgets for the planning department, which included building control. I can remember one day Julie popped her head round the door. Stu, I'm off to building control. About 10 minutes later, the phone went. Stu, I'm lost. I can't find building control. Their building control was on the floor below, about 20 feet to the west, and Julie couldn't find it. About half an hour later, she managed to find it. Now, as a caring employer, me and Trace put our heads together. We thought, what can we do? Because she's going to get lost again. So this was before sat-navs, so we couldn't give her a sat-nav. And in any case, I think the postcode for building control and the case would be the same. So she'd have reached the destination before she left her desk. Now, so we actually bought her a ball of string, which she used to tie one end to her desk and one end round her waist. And off she'd go down the stairs and corridors of Duke House, and all this string following her. You know, it was all over the place, in the ladies, all over the place. I mean, if we did it now, it'd be a tripping hazard. You know, she wouldn't be allowed to do it. Julie used to do a big shop after work at Duke House.
I told you too much, didn't I?
Did. She regularly goes to Aldi's after work. I'm not sure if she paid this flag, that's another issue. Anyway, she one day she got a trolley full of packages and just left it unattended for a few seconds while she went to the gym or she down the corridor, down the garden somewhere. Suddenly she came back, they're gone. Somebody had nicked her trolley, bags and all. So
And pound.
and the pound, yeah. There's potentially a mobile phone. Anyway, she rang up the police and said, I've been robbed. Anyway, they couldn't find it. Later that week, she was on Crime Watch. And she had a call from the police station in Mason Road saying, can you come and do an ID parade, see if you can pick your trolley out. You know, did you pick your trolley out? I can't remember. Postcodes were introduced in the UK in 1959 in Norwich for a trial period. Do you know what was your first postcode? Mum and Dad's?
Yeah.
What was it?
D113.
D113? Right. What's your postcode now?
13.
I could just start with, yeah, sorry. Forgot you asked, not you. And what's the common denominator there apart from the 13?
DY?
Yeah. DY. Now for 30 years, Jude didn't know what DY stood for. I don't know whether it stood for Wolverhampton or Doolally or
I remember
DC, but anyway, I did do that, Jude.
Yeah.
What would you stand for?
There might be Dudley.
It could be good. Anyway, that's the end of them. Anyway, Jude, I'd like to wish you all the best for the future.
Thank you, Stu.
It was good working with you for 30 years. I don't know how you managed for the last 30 without my IT input.
It's been difficult, Stu.
I know.
I've really struggled.
But I'd like to wish all three of you a happy retirement. And if we've got a glass of alcohol, can you raise it, please? And wish them all the best. Anyway, all the best.
Thank you. And to follow that. I want to say a little bit, but I'm going to keep it short, as I've never been very comfortable with public speaking. Even though the council have tried to help by sending me on a few courses, it never made me any better. As it's been said, I started at White Forest in 1979 as a 16-year-old school leaver, and I began my working life as a junior rating assistant. That was a long time before the existence of community charge and council tax. I remember when I was invited to attend the interview, my mum said, if you can get in there, Ju, it'll be a job for life. She wasn't wrong, was she? I moved around a few sections in the early years, always in finance. After starting in rates, I moved to payments and loans. Well, I guess you'd call that now accounts payable and treasury. Because in those days, they used to switch the duties about, so you got more experience in different sections. And then I became junior accountancy assistant, working with Tracy. I thought she was coming, she's not here. And about 10 men, and that's how different it was in those days. It was predominantly men in accountancy. How times have changed now. Passed my AAT exams in 1986, and after a stint in internal audit with Stu, Cheryl and Pete, and we won't name who the manager was. I moved back to accountancy, where I've spent nearly, 28 happy years. I loved working at Forest. That's the reason why I've stayed so long, and I'll miss working here, but it is the people that I will miss most. Over the years, I've worked with some lovely people and formed many friendships, and I will miss you all. Thank you for all coming today and giving all three of us a brilliant send-off, and thanks for all the lovely gifts. And it's something I'll never forget. Thank you.
Hi everyone, thank you for coming. Just wanted to say a few words. I've worked for the council myself all of my working life, on and off, from the age of 17. Over the years I've worked with some of the loveliest people, past and present, who are my friends as well as colleagues. I've always found everyone to be so patient and helpful. We've laughed together and cried on some occasions, but most of all been there for one another. I will miss all the banter and the mickey taking that I have enjoyed, not endured, on a day-to-day basis over the years, mostly by my pals on facilities, and IT, who will now have nothing to do now. Forest staff are good at their jobs, conscientious, and work above and beyond what is expected of them. So I just want to say thank you to everyone for being my friend and making some very special memories with me. Thank you all for coming. Love you all.
I didn't really have a speech until about an hour ago. I didn't think we were doing one, but I started Forest on the 19th of October 1987. I remember my interview very well. It was Gilda, who's here today, Keith Bannister, Keith here, yeah, and Bill Hughes. I was secretary to the head of financial services. I came from Cheshire's Printers. Loved the offices at Vicar Street, very friendly people, climbing those stairs up to the accountancy every day, the tea rooms, the tea ladies, it's wonderful, and also deciphering Bill Hughes' handwriting, which only a few of us could manage, and we did try a few words that weren't even in the dictionary, which he thought was quite funny, but we got there in the end. I always remember, I hadn't been at Forest very long, and someone said, Pauline, you need to drive to Birmingham and pick up the settlement papers. Gil didn't want to go, and I thought, oh yeah, I was quite young then, I'll drive to Birmingham. I ended up going down the wrong way down a one-way system, got stopped by a traffic warden who told me to turn around and go back the other way, but I did manage to pick the papers up and get back in a timely fashion. Luckily there was no cameras in those days in Birmingham, and so I would have had a fine. Last 3 years I've worked in accountancy doing accounts payable, and I've really enjoyed it, and I'd like to thank Kath and Helen for giving me the job really, because I was going to leave a few years ago. Prior to that, as you know, I was secretary for many years. Always enjoyed my work. I like to think that I did my best, everything I was given. So thanks all for coming today. We'll miss you all. Hopefully we'll all keep in touch. Thanks very much. Would you all like to have some food?
No alcohol, please.
What you going to do, Chris? Thanks, Dave.